What's up, everybody? Troubleshooting Life daily vlog, day number 52, March 3rd, 2018. Just doing a little garage sale, yard sale. Just throwing it out there, see what kind of money I can make here and there. So brakes are done on the van. It's all ready to go. One more thing I learned, how easy it is and how easy it is to check your brakes. I had no idea. I had this intimidation and stigma that this is something a professional had to do. But that can be said for a lot of situations in life. People don't do things because of fear. Fear is from the unknown. You don't know what the outcome is. You're not used to it. You've never done it before. You don't know what's going to happen. But we forget that there's things that we do all the time that we are familiar with, that we're not afraid of, that don't always go right, that fail, that let us down. Just like most of the time, your fear is just your ego trying to keep you from growing. Shouldn't be listening to all these other people and how you should feel or how, you should be afraid of something or this or that. Like, you should trust your body, your instincts, your gut. You should become more self-aware. When I don't trust myself, that's usually when things go wrong. Now you just got to learn how to separate, your feelings that are coming from ego and that are coming from your instinct and gut. Ego is always going to come from the negative side. It's always going to come from the turmoil side, negativity, fear, lack. Your ego's like kids. You can't just lock it up in the trunk and forget all about it. Like, it's going to be along there for a ride. You got to take care of it, but it is what you feed it. It has the power that you let it have. You have to separate from it. So stop looking outside for all these answers. Start looking within. Start getting in touch with what, your body's telling you, what your mind's telling you. Start figuring out where your thoughts are coming from. Which side of the light are they coming from? The light or the dark? The up or the down? Always looking for answers on the outside and just don't understand that there's so much within that you don't even have an idea that you have access to. I mean, we're always searching for some other answer, and it's just like, if you just trust yourself, you already know. I mean, how many of you have not made the decision in life because you couldn't pull the trigger, because somebody got in your head, because you thought it was going to fail, because you didn't trust your gut, you didn't trust your instinct, even though you knew deep down inside and you regretted it 10 years later or whatever, just down the road you regretted it? How many of you? I know I have plenty of times, but I'm done with that shit. This ain't nothing personal, this ain't towards anybody, but fuck you. I ain't listening to you. I ain't trusting what you have to say to me. It's my life, it's my decision, it's my time. I sure as hell ain't sitting on my deathbed and regretting something I did or didn't do because somebody got in my head, because I was afraid to look stupid. If they're laughing at you right now, or they think you're funny, you're probably on the right fucking path. It's a lot easier just to blame yourself if it was your fault because you failed, because you didn't do everything you could, rather than regret because somebody else. Hold that on yourself for the rest of your life. I'm good. I'm out. You'll fly like an eagle, baby. They're going to judge you. You can get it right 9 times out of 10. But they're going to make fun of you for that one time. Just don't hold on to it. I've said this before, but for some of my viewers that are new, just remember, people who judge you for trying to fly, it is they who are afraid to try. Hold on to that. So I got this pork loin. No idea what to do with it yet. But that's also how I came up with one of my most famous recipes for a pork loin, is not having any idea what I was going to do with it and just pulling everything out of the fridge, marinating it, grilling it, and boom. Alright, so this is what I came up with. This is one thing I do swear by all the time. Mayploy sweet Thai chili sauce. Ginger, garlic, some sambal, soy sauce, oyster sauce, some green onions, going to make like a paste. Probably add some sesame seeds to it to help with the paste, and just a little bit of vinegar. You can do like sherry, apple cider, or something just to cut through, give it a little brightness, and cut through everything else. After I get the pork loin marinade done and get that rubbed on there, before I sear it off, I'm going to get this going. It's something I promised somebody to do. It's a classic French onion soup. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second. I'm not one to use a lot of fancy equipment, but this is something I swear by. It's a Ninja. Little handheld top. Put put that right on top, push down. It's easy. Alright, so I added some brown sugar just to balance out the salty and the spice, and added a little bit of citrus, a little bit of fresh lemon juice in there. Cut through that, and then I used sherry vinegar. I decided to go with sherry vinegar. So lid's on. It's easy as that. Throw this top on. You're done in no time. You can load it up with everything you need. Okay, I think I did it again. Pulled the rabbit out of the hat. This smells amazing. Taste it real quick. Oh my god. That is amazing. I mean, you could put that on, you can do that on wings. I honestly, the first thing I thought to me was Asian salsa. I thought that would be perfect with like some wonton chips. Dip it in, perfect. Or even served with like a pot sticker dipping sauce, anything like that. I put that shit on everything. Alright, change of plans. That was such a good sauce that I whipped up there that I'm just going to marinate these overnight. And then we're going to have them tomorrow night for dinner and see how it does as a marinade. Should be delicious. Should be nothing wrong with that. Every single flavor and balance in there. Alright, got the butter in. We got some olive oil. Add our onions. So we've added some salt. We're going to let this go. Keep them there, don't move them around, just let them lightly caramelize. We're going to rotate them around, get the other side, and just do that for a while. This recipe is classic, it's simple, but it is the key to the whole thing is patience in the onions. You have to do this slowly, you can't rush it. And you get a nice even brown on them.
How much coffee was in here?
Nothing. Okay. Alright, so I've been rotating it. Nice. That on those. Turn down the heat some more. Get it a little lower and slower. There's our stock. It's got a nice fat layer on top. Oh yeah. It's good to use some of this fat, but we'll get rid of most of it. Oh, look at that color on that. Homemade beef broth. Best way to go, guys. Just make some ahead and freeze it. So we got some of the stock in there. We're going to get it warm from the stock pot. That way when we get the next few steps done on the onion soup, we'll add the warm broth to the soup and bring it all together. Should be ready here. The onions should be ready. Onions are almost there. Then we're going to add the garlic here in just a second. I'm going to do roasted garlic just to change it up a little bit, not do raw garlic. Different flavor, different depth. Then you're going to add a little bit of flour, which that part's optional, but it gives just a little bit of viscosity, slight thickness to it. And then you deglaze that after you cook the rawness out of the flour. There's a lot of different options. You see a lot of different people do. Alright, roasted garlic's in. Stir that in and let that go for a few more minutes, and we'll do the flour. And broth's warm, so that's ready to go for us. And we'll transfer everything once that's... Back to the discussion about what type of wine or liquor to use to deglaze. You find everything from dry sherry, red wine, brandy, white wine mixed with sherry, white wine mixed with brandy, and port wine. Got a fresh thyme added, add a couple bay leaves, some black pepper. We'll let this go a little bit longer, then we'll do the flour. Anybody ever wonder why the bay leaves, whole bay leaves, come with that being cheap, right? Alright. We're going to add a little bit of the flour. A little bit more.
Sorry, Mommy.
There we go. That should do it. Mix that around. Now we got it all mixed. I added about 2 more tablespoons of flour to that. Slightly thicker, as you can see. You want to reduce your heat and you want to stir it kind of consistently. You don't want to burn the flour, you just want to cook the rawness out of it. The spirit of it being March, St. Patrick's Day month, and being Irish, or who knows with this DNA thing, I might be African, I don't know. But I'm going to be using Jameson Irish whiskey to deglaze. A little bit to deglaze, you want to scrape up the brown. See how it's a little bit thicker. We've deglazed it now, get some of the brown off the bottom, and now we're going to add our warm stock, ladle at a time, just to build this slightly with the flour and get it to thick. Now, got a nice consistency. We're going to add this all to the stock pot with the rest of the stock, and finish building this, seasoning it, and making sure everything tastes right before we top it with the croutons and cheese. Looks good, smells good, tastes good. So. Elena, let me hear your grito. Anybody doesn't know what a grito is, it's the call that called the arms, the Mexican War of Independence. Alrighty, made some asparagus just for the heck of it on the sides, roasted. Now, onion soup, you usually, with certain equipment, you can toast the top cheese, either with a broiler, but you have to have proper soup crocks. Now, some people use a Dutch oven to cook it kind of like a casserole and just toast the cheese like that, or you can torch it. I don't have any of that, so I'm going to use my coffee cup and just put the cheese and croutons on bottom. And favorite coffee cup, Lake Tahoe, one of my favorite places. There we go. Just pick out the bay leaves as you find it. Ready to go, add some cheese on top. And there it is. Delicious, easy French onion soup. You can add parsley, but honestly, it's not doing anything for it. It's just to look good. And it should either taste good or it doesn't. So get that shit the fuck out of here.